Have you ever noticed that the person you want to become already exists in your mind? You can see them, you know how they think, you know what they would do, and yet every day you wake up as somebody else. Why? Why is there such a huge gap between who we are and who we know we could become? It's been a while since I've sat down like this. Well, I'm not sitting down, but made a video like this. No edits, no trends, not trying to fit into an algorithm, just me talking. And honestly, during the time I was away, I've been thinking a lot about this question, about choices, about identity, about why some people transform their lives while others stay trapped in the same loops for years. Wouldn't it be better to just become the person you actually want to be instead of spending your life thinking about what could have been, instead of replaying old mistakes, instead of worrying about things you can't control, instead of living inside possibilities that never happen? The idea I've been coming back to lately is that decisions are portals. And most of the time, a decision feels small when we're making it. Sending a message, starting a project, staying, leaving, speaking up, staying silent. But over time, those choices compound. If you decide to start a business, your life begins moving in one direction. You learn certain lessons, meet certain people, develop certain skills. If you decide not to, well, your life moves differently. The same is true for relationships, careers, habits, and almost everything else. What makes decisions difficult is that we never get to compare them side by side. We only get to live one version of events. And we don't know with certainty what could have happened if we had chosen differently. What would have happened if we had chosen differently? We can only make the best decision we can with the information we have, and then leave with where that choice takes us. But here's what I've realized. Decisions don't appear out of nowhere. They're produced by something deeper, by the stories we believe, by our fears, by our desires, by our identity. And think about it like this. At the surface, we have actions. Actions come from decisions. Decisions come from thoughts. And thoughts come from beliefs. These beliefs shapes identity. And this identity determines the life you experience. Most people try to change their actions. Very few people investigate the identity producing those actions. Different traditions explain this differently. Religion has one language for it, spirituality has another, psychology has another, neuroscience has another, but they all seem to point towards something surprisingly similar. The reality you experience is heavily influenced by the person you believe yourself to be. Not because the universe magically bends to your will, but because identity influences attention. Attention influences decisions, and decisions influence behavior. This behavior shapes outcomes. And if I'm being honest, I've spent years caught between different versions of myself. The version that dreams, the version that acts, the version that's disciplined, the version that's distracted, the version that's fearless, the version that's terrified. Maybe you know exactly what that feels like. So maybe the question isn't, what do I want from life? Maybe the better question is, who do I need to become to create that life? Because eventually, every future comes down to today's decisions. And every decision comes down to identity. So if decisions are portals, then the most important choice you'll ever make is deciding who walks through them.